2:43 a.m. The city is empty, but the lights are still green, like it's waiting for something, like it knows. I take the same route every night, left at the Shell station, past the deli with the flickering open sign, even though it never is. Up the ramp, onto the overpass. No music, no noise, just the hum, the curve, the climb. Below, the highway splits. Tail lights drift like ticker tape red, fading into black. I've seen this pattern before, the stretch of road where no one's supposed to be. But I'm here. Not to get somewhere, but to know when somewhere is about to matter. There's no rush, no destination, just alignment. Brake lights below, people chasing what already moved. Up here, it's different. No voices, no charts, just me, the wheel, and that tension you feel right before something shifts. You learn to trust that feeling, the one no one else sees, the one you can't prove. That's what conviction is, not a signal, a silence that only sounds loud when you've trained yourself to hear it. But I keep driving, because if you feel it now, before the world does, you don't need confirmation. "3:12 a.m. Nothing's changed. Same lights, same silence, same silence. They call it the dead hours, when even the liars are asleep. But I like this part. No noise to drown out instinct, no momentum to fake conviction. If you still believe here, maybe you really believe. This is where most people flinch. They need a chart, a crowd, a candle. Me, I wait. Not because I'm certain, because I already decided. That's what belief is. A choice you make in silence, and then you carry it. Long after it stops, feeling good. 4:48 a.m. Something changed. Not much, just enough. There's a tone behind the noise now, like it's tuning itself. No alert, no headline, just the kind of shift you only catch when you've stopped waiting for one beat. The amateurs won't notice it. Not yet. But I've felt this before. The way an idea starts to breathe before it speaks. The way a price twitches before it runs. It's not conviction anymore. It's alignment. The chart and the gut moving in the same direction. "4:32 a.m. Now they notice. Now it's exciting. But I've been here, they laughed when I moved. Now they run to catch what's already gone. Everyone wants in, not because they believe, but because they're scared to miss. They don't ask how I knew, they ask how to copy it. Didn't wait for permission, just moved, clean, cold, early. They show up with noise, but there was silence once. No one cared, still it moved, still it grew. Now they scramble, rebrand, pretend. They forget the doubt, the mockery, but memory doesn't fade when it was carved in isolation. No need for their praise, just needed them to see it run, and now it does. Not because of them, but despite them. It was built through doubt while they waited on headlines. They don't want the truth, just the glow. But this doesn't glow for them. It burns through noise. "4:58 a.m. There's always a drop-off, not a crash, just a drift. The sound fades, the lights thin out, and the ones who were never real start slipping away. No drama, just absence. Some never cared what this meant. They cared that it moved. They came for heat, not the fire. And when the glow dimmed, so did their interest. That's not betrayal. That's misalignment. They never needed this. They needed a moment, a wave to stand on, a name to echo, as long as it echoed back. The hurt doesn't come from being used, it comes from realizing who never stood with you. You remember the comments, the questions that weren't questions, the praise that was really doubt. And now they're gone. No message, no exit, just quiet. And maybe that's the gift, because belief doesn't need proof, but it remembers who looked away. "5:31 a.m. You asked me how I knew. I didn't. I just watched, quiet, long enough to see where this was going. You feel it before you see it. The weight shift, the way the air changes right before the tide turns. And once it does, you don't get a second chance. They called it noise, they laughed at it, said it wouldn't last, but now they want in, late, desperate, chasing what already moved. You can't outrun timing. You either move when it's quiet, or you sit in traffic with the rest of them. They weren't watching when I got in. Now they can't stop looking. But it's too late. I'm already at the off-ramp. I remember when this street was empty, just lights humming overhead and my own footsteps. No one cared, no one asked. That's when it was clean. Now it's all echoes, parrots in suits, metrics and bets. They talk like they understood it, but they only saw the end. You ever watch a market die? It doesn't scream, it exhales like it knew it couldn't carry the weight anymore. And the smart ones, they don't look for the top, they listen for the pause, the silence right before it breaks. I'm not in this for the encore. I'm not here to be remembered. I'm here to disappear, clean, finished, paid. Some of them are still chasing, still waiting for the lost breakout, still refreshing the charts like a dying man watches the clock. But not me. I got what I came for. I hit the target. The rest is just noise. They'll say I was lucky. They'll say I had timing, but I didn't have timing, I had discipline. I had the nerve to leave when everyone else still wanted more. They don't understand exits. They only understand applause. You can't measure silence on a chart. You can't chart conviction, but that's what this was. Not fear, not hope, conviction. You give me a time and a chart, I'll give you a window, not to win, to leave. The market gives you short windows. You either take them or watch them close. And by the time they do, you're locked inside, held hostage by a screen that doesn't blink. They build castles out of coins. They printed their dreams on volatility. But I stayed quiet, and when the tower swayed, I didn't pray, I moved. 5 minutes. That's all it ever was. A window, a choice. Now it's done, and I'm gone.